Welcome to From Connection to Revenue, Activating High-Impact Client Relationships. I'm Lisa Azzuolo, and today we're going to explore the traits of successful rainmakers, those who excel at taking relationships from casual connections through to revenue-generating relationships. And we're going to hear from two experts in the field who I am thrilled to welcome here today, Brenda Plowman and Judith McKay. Brenda and Judith, based on your many years of experience, be that on the client development strategy side or as a client managing multiple law firm relationships, which Judith, you did for many years. What do you think are currently the greatest barriers to building fruitful client relationships? And Judith, I will start with you.
So I think the greatest barrier is also the greatest opportunity, and the greatest barrier is communication. And the second greatest barrier is communication, and the third greatest barrier is communication. Communication builds trust. It builds sustainable trust if there's ongoing communication. So really, as marketing and BD professionals working with lawyers to make sure they are in a constant loop of communication with clients. So, but not just communication for communication's sake. There are three types of communication I think are extremely important. And I'll start with kind of the basic communication, which is communication about the progress of legal matters.
So Brenda, let's now talk about the Activator Advantage, and I'd ask you to run us through the science behind the Activator model.
The thing that I'll tell you is the Activator development system and the book now, Activator Advantage, is based on decades of research on how buyers buy and how sellers sell. So one of the things that came out of the research really early on, well before we looked at what the quote unquote winning profile was that really all of the partners who undertook the survey ended up in 5 statistically distinct profiles of how they do business development.
My perspective as being a client before is that, it's not that often that lawyers really stand out as exhibiting, the behaviors that are in the map that was shared. And when they do, it really stands out. Like I'll give you a couple of examples. One was, I did a lot of global RFPs or boutique contests or a combination of both. And law firm after law firm would come and say, we're really great. We've got all this experience that's related to your matter. We've got really strong lawyers. We're ranked in chambers. We're this, we're this, we're this. And then the next law firm would come in, do the same thing. And
what aspects of what you talked to us about now, what aspects about this research are drawing the most surprise? And are you finding in your coaching that the way introverts adapt or adopt some of these behaviors that are encouraged is different than how extroverts might?
I would say on the sort of second part of your question, this isn't introvert or extrovert related. So really activators are both, but it is that deep curiosity. So some of the things that Judith talked about, right, like going to an event and being prepared, the events might not be what an introvert is as comfortable with. But what we do is talk a little bit, and one of the models the model that we use to present this data is really in a cohort-based environment where there are other partners in the room.
So thank you so much, Brenda. Thank you so much, Judith.
thank you,
Lisa. Thank you.